do it.
All right. Hello and welcome to Dinner and Dragons, Hoard of the Dragon Queen, a D&D 5th edition module. With me and playing today are...
Me? Oh. My name's Andrew. I'm playing Nox Lupus, a warlock tiefling.
I'm JP. I'm going to be playing... Not this one. Oh, there we go. We're playing Hidarian, a high elf fighter from Waterdeep.
Eric, playing a high elf thief named Tura.
My name is Edward, and I will be playing a halfling cleric, Gordy Io, cleric of Sylvanas.
All right. And we're going to start this off with a single-person roleplay session here, and these guys are going to get up.
Good game.
Yep, it was all awesome.
All right. We'll see you next time.
You get the book.
Uh-oh.
The notes. All right. All right, Nox. You have been traveling to Greenest for many days because of those blasted nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
And every 5 days, that nightmare comes back more and more vivid. And you know tonight, you are about 2 days away from Greenest. You know tonight's the night you're going to have this vision again. You are doing everything in your power not to fall asleep. You keep walking the path. And at one point, you stumble and fall, and you just decide, I'm going to have to camp. You make yourself some dinner, you sit there and eating it, and your eyes are slowly drifting off, and you keep fighting it. Because you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. And then, you're there. The world is being destroyed by cold, choking fumes, lightning storms, and waves of acid, and horrible fire. Then you have 10 evil, gleaming eyes surrounding you. All of them getting closer and closer and closer. And then you're not. The dream doesn't end. You're not in the same place. There's no 10 eyes around you. You are on a giant pillar over a vast open expanse. The first thing you notice is the cold. It is beyond anything you've ever felt. It literally begins to make your skin blister from frostbite just being exposed to it as it is right now. Winds howl, and for a moment you think you hear voices on them, and they screech again. And as that wind goes across your skin, it leaves gashes, cuts in it. It's blowing so hard. That's when you notice the snow is all over the platform. Ice clings off of it. And then you hear, over the sound of all this screeching wind, you hear some of the pillar actually begin to collapse and fall away. It's basically about 30 feet wide, and it's shrinking down, like it's parts of it are chipping away. And then you hear, clear as day, over top the wind, a voice go, "Why is he helping you?" You turn to look. There's nothing there. You catch a glimpse of something out of the corner of your eye, as if it was trying to get behind you. You turn and look again. It's not there. Then you hear with a little stronger tone, "Why is he helping you?"
I don't know.
Then you hear with even stronger tone, "Why is he helping you?"
Who?
And with that, a bit of the platform crumbles underneath your feet. A large section of it collapses, flying back into the void. You jump, you cling to the edge, and you climb to try to get back up. No roll needed. When you reach the top, you're exhausted, your exposed skin is blistering, pain all around, and you crawl up onto the platform. You collapse, breathing heavily, you're thinking this is your end. And then there's a form standing above you. And as you look up, it is some sort of devil. But not like you've read in the books. He's handsome. Long black hair, well kept, with a black beard. 2 giant horns protrude from his forehead. He's not wearing much in terms of clothing except for a pair of pants that cover on his leg. But he's incredibly handsome looking. And he's looking down at you. And just says it again. Why is he helping you?
I don't know.
And with that, he reaches down and grabs you, lifts you up, and goes, "You're nothing. There's no reason he should be helping you. The only thing special about you is me, the gift I gave you." And he flings you to the ground, breaking several bones as you hit it. And then he walks over. "It makes no sense why he's helping you. There's no point. Like I said, the only thing special about you is me, boy." And then he stops, and all of a sudden, his composure changes. He's lost in thought, and then a smile comes across his lips. He's like, "The only thing special about you is me. Oh, well played. Well played. I'll continue to be your power boy. I will help you. We will see this game to the end, and then we will know the true reason why he's helping you. Now, be gone." And with that, you wake up at your campsite. No injuries, but a single scar across your cheek stays from the wind. And that's it.
Okay.
All right, guys, you can come back in.
Alright.
Never had a digger beagle. All my beagles have been kind of docile. Except for the one that hung himself, but you know, that's
I think
another
he's going to
story.
be a
Of
climber.
course, so all the beagles.
Now, I know you may know who that is already, but you can look it
I have
up
one,
or
yeah.
do some research on your own. You
Uh-huh.
might be able to discover
Right.
who I'm talking about, who that is.
I'll be there in just.
You still alive?
Barely, apparently, but yeah.
That's
I heard Aaron
Oh.
shouting. I began to
Is
wonder.
that? Anybody? Oh, it's.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Maceo, that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was on when we were making our characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maceo tunes in. He's
Yeah.
a regular.
Hopefully Maceo caught the the little roleplay section intro for Andrew's character. And Knox, you wake up, your campsite's fine, but you are now more determined than ever to get the greenest to see what's going the hell's on.
Yeah.
And for the rest of us, and for Knox, what will happen is you guys are all traveling to Greenest. And each of you are coming from Baldur's Gate, as that is the most direct route to Greenest from the rest of the Sword Coast cities. You are not traveling together, per se, but this path is very popular. This trail is well traveled, it's guarded and maintained, and you have seen each other on the path at several moments. Maybe a person behind you, maybe you were suspicious, maybe you stopped and said something, but for the or you didn't. You just kept walking forward. And for the most part, like Dactura, you have seen Andrew's character ahead of you,
Okay.
about a mile or two, because Greenest is fields, and you can see for miles, you can see him traveling. And you can tell that he's been making sure to stay in front of you. He doesn't want to talk to you. Other people have walked by. You've actually met Gordy, a halfling who is riding a riding dog and is right next to you. It's not right next to you, but is traveling loosely behind. You've had pleasant greetings with these people. And there's also several other. There's a farmer with a cart that's been traveling down the path, and each of you have seen him. He's rode past each of you. I'm just telling you this is what it is. It's a well-traveled path. You guys are not together, but you have seen each other traveling.
So we're basically on the tradeway.
Yeah. And like I said, there's guards. You can see the Lord's Alliance guards walking down the path every now and then, because Greenest is a very fertile land with lots of vineyards, farms, and it's wide open plains.
Aaron.
What's that?
Is it green?
It's Aaron.
Oh, Hoard?
Yeah.
And that's what's been going on so far. And I'm going to wait for JP's character to get in here before we start. And the setting is, you guys have been walking all day. The sun is starting to set, and you're just looking over this lush green fields, and you can see the town of Greenest off in the distance, each of you. And wait, we'll wait for that moment. You guys want to describe your characters to each other. Like I said, you have seen each other.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm Gordy. I'm the halfling.
Mhm.
First thing you notice about me is that I have like a large mastiff with me, and he's got a little saddle on her. You may have heard me refer to the mastiff as Rose. Uh, that's her name. I carry a crossbow. I'm just in some like simple leather armor. I do have a small mace and a shield, none of which look like they've been used at all, really. Other than that, though, I'm pretty unremarkable. If you look closely, you might be able to see that on my hand there is a tattoo of a leaf, and I also have like a wooden chain with an amulet that's made of wood that has a leaf on it as well.
Side note,
Mhm.
can we choose any deity?
Yeah.
I forgot to choose a deity.
Yeah, you can choose any deity. The alignment rules apply. So,
So not just the Forgotten Realms ones?
well, no, you got to choose Forgotten Realms for your deities here. So
Apparently, this is a.
that's the
flophouse.
book. The player's handbook is Forgotten Realms. What's that?
Yep, that's where everybody comes. But
Well-
for the record, it's Juan's Flophouse. It's not my Flophouse. I'm not
And
allowed to.
Ashley's.
Yes, and Ashley's. I'm not allowed to take
Proclaim
credit for it.
ownership.
Yes. Yep,
All right. Well, like I said, each of you are describing your characters because JP, Haradrin, you've been walking the path and you are behind these groups of people. You know, in order of where they are stationed, it is Dactura and Gordy, kind of traveling next to each other. They're about a half a mile in front of you, and a mile in front of them is this figure cloaked in black cloaks that's walking in front of them. And you are walking with several guards.
Stay away from the emo.
And because you come from Baldur's Gate, you know that they travel this path, and you actually know these people. They're acquaintances of yours, because your father was a merchant, and he had to travel this very same trail several times a year. So you're just talking to him. You're going to need to make a perception test now,
Oh, yeah, sweet dice.
and I will tell you the DC 10.
What's your character's name?
Datura.
Yeah.
All right, that's how it's going to
How
go.
much do you hate Mary Knight?
Yeah.
This
Let's
was the
see.
This was the Eric killer too,
Oh, a lot.
and they just popped.
That's
And each of you are going to make this roll, but Haradrin is the first one to notice this, because a giant black shadow flies over top of you. And the guards don't notice it, but you notice it right away.
Get off the side of the road, boys. There's just something passed over.
Yeah, right?
Take some
And
cover.
each of you make it right after that.
Come back here.
Yes,
Oh,
this
the-
stuff is very bouncy for
All right.
us.
So if you got above a 10, just tell me.
Yeah.
All right, everyone did. So your group is the next to notice it. And then eventually you, Nox, notice it. But, Radrin, you look up in the air and you see a large, very large dragon come sweeping out of the clouds. This isn't a baby dragon. This is not a whelpling. This is a full-grown dragon.
It's not like a worm, but it's like a large dragon.
It is a large dragon, and its
Okay.
wings are flapping. You can't make out the color just yet because the sun's setting in your eyes, but then you notice it's blue, and it flies to the town that you see off in the distance.
Ooh, there's a blue dragon in that box.
And there we go. And it flies over Greenest, and you just see it unleash. Lightning comes raining down on the buildings. Explosions, fire everywhere, and smoke. The town of Greenest is under attack by a dragon.
I pat the guards like,
Mhm.
well, boys, I'm gonna go help these folks out.
The guard,
Also, dragon. How cool is that?
the guards look at you and they're like, "You're on your own," and they turn down the path and they're running back. They're not going for this.
And I start to sprint ahead.
And you also, what are each of you guys doing?
super curious.
Mhm.
I'm heading towards it.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, same.
I will be grumbling about
Well-
information. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get the information.
Well, what you're going to notice is as
So
each,
glad I decided to play this morning.
yeah, as each of you are taking off to run down the path, you start hearing other sounds around you. Something from the fields. You hear almost what sounds like you hear footsteps, and then you hear screams coming from the town as well, not from just the fire, but you also hear horns. There is, just not be around the bush, there is people running into the fields, into the town. The village just isn't under attack from a dragon. There's an armed force moving in against it that was hiding somewhere out in these fields moving.
No, we see them moving in.
Yeah, you can see the crops literally swaying as they're coming back and forth through, and they're running into the town. And it's a large number, and some of them are nearby you, running. As you guys run into town, though, you get in literally just the first hut. There is a let's just say a bush fence, a fence made of bushes, right next to you.
That's the best kind of fence.
Yeah, there you go. Made, and you can just the smoke and smell is horrific. It's hard to see, but you can definitely hear people screaming. You can see the same people that I just talked about running into the town, and they're just stabbing people as they go. They're
Do you
basically not yet.
And what do we see stabbing the people?
You see just human people, bandits dressed in all different types of armor and clothing. They don't have a standard uniform. They're all wearing different stuff. In fact, they look very much like you all. Just people wearing leather armors and daggers and stuff like that running in, and swords. But come bursting out of the smoke right next to you is 3 small children. And they're running away from something. And behind them, limping, is a man being held up by a young man, a teenager, holding him, trying to run as fast as possible. The teenager turns and screams, "Mom, hurry, hurry, Mom, hurry!" And with that, a woman runs into your view. She has a spear and a shield, and she turns in a defensive posture, and you can see why. Come out of the smoke comes 8 kobolds, come screaming out after her. And now we're going to roll for initiative.
More. Do we want to set the battleground?
Yes. And who's in charge of initiative cards? I will hand that off
Andrew.
to Andrew.
I see how it's gonna be, Ed. I see how it's gonna be.
Aaron, I have this table over here. I can run minis if you want.
Okay.
I'm also
You just
familiar
need
with...
eight small figures.
I should think I have some kobolds. In that other bag, if you want to set any sort of terrain up on the table.
No, there's no terrain significant for this. In fact, you can just set it on one of the paths here.
I'm trying to see if I can find a guy for Andrew here real quick as well. I did have a guy in mind. Are you a small or typing is medium?
Medium.
Oh yeah, with the lag. 641.
I'm a
371. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's only. Well, there's some drop frames. I'll see if there's any other programs running in the background here. So.
It
Alright.
seems to
Sorry about that,
calm down
guys.
now, so,
Has it?
yeah, just watching it, we haven't gained any new frames, drop frames, so.
There's him. Are you medium? Are you small?
I'm medium.
You're also
Okay.
going to need models for the children, the teenager, the guy, and the woman.
All right.
So-
Well, kobolds. You say 8,
Yep.
2,
Jimmy wolves.
yeah,
I'll take one of those.
3, 4, 5, 6.
By the way, your dog is not enjoying this smoke at all.
I doubt it. I'm not enjoying that at all either.
7, 8. So there's kobolds. There's your wolf.
My vestments are getting dirty.
Pooh. Oh, pooh. Oh, pooh.
We're
There's,
attacking the kobolds. The priest is going after the children.
there's the lady.
She's out in front, and you guys are behind the
Is that
children.
a man?
Mm-hmm.
And what, 2 children?
3 children.
These are about as children as I got 3 dwarves. They can serve as.
There you go. That's perfectly fine.
All right. So where do you want these guys?
Actually, you got them pretty good if you just move them forward, like so you have more room to put your guys behind the children. So
Also move them this
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
We're gonna come this way.
yeah,
Okay.
oh, they're not that spread out. They are compact together.
Well, even better for MDK. So this guy,
Yeah.
those two are like together.
Mm-hmm.
Children-y. These guys are all off the board. I think I set aside, right?
No.
Here's Rose and I.
A little fireball in his hand.
There we go.
Yeah. Sorry, you can put yourself where Ed's is. You guys are right in the middle. I should have said that. My notes say that. Yes. All right. And what's the initiative? I got to roll for my initiative. I will roll flat one. All right. Okay. What's the initiative scores?
22.
22. All right. 22. All right. And Eric?
20.
Gosh. Ed?
5.
I should say names. Haradrin?
Make it
Hidrin?
17.
17. And all right. Andrew, you get the first marker.
Yeah.
Eric, you get the second. Haradrin? Hadrin? Keep saying that wrong. You get the third. I get fourth. And you know what you get.
You want me to roll separately for the dog or no?
No. The dog's not going to have any combat prowess because of the smoke and the smell. And also, you now notice the dog is afraid. It's whimpering.
Oh.
And it doesn't... these dogs are bred for combat. There's something else going on that's making it pacified.
Hey, this should help fix it, guys. Sorry about that. Just give it a second.
What would you change?
I had the dashboard window open as well.
Hmm.
I had the thing closed, but it still causes.
We need to talk about investing in better internet.
Andrew, you're up.
There is no better internet.
Time.
There is no other internet.
Andrew, you are first.
Okay.
All right. You see exactly what I said. 3 small children run out. A man with being helped by a teenager. You can tell that he's wounded, and a woman with a spear and a shield is run out, and she's telling the kids to keep running. 8 kobolds burst out from behind the smoke, and they're chasing them at full force, coming after them. And you guys are right in the middle of this path. Neither side has noticed you yet.
Okay. About how far away am I?
You're about 20 feet.
Okay.
And just so you know, visibility is 15 to 20 feet. It fluctuates, but that's about as far as you can see.
And Aaron, if you want, I have a couple tape measures. It said the scaling is just like an inch is equal to 5 feet.
Okay.
So I can get one of those. I think they're downstairs.
Next up is
So
Datura. So
I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Hex on the closest guy.
all right.
As far as I can tell, I don't have to roll anything.
Bonus action range.
I don't know. I assume I have to roll the hit still. No.
So before you ask
Do they
Datura,
get a
you can
save?
use the smoke to stealth in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to do the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so smurfly.
So make it stealth.
Well, on your turn,
Okay.
because you guys did not know this was going to happen until you walked right into.
I don't think I need to roll to hit anything.
I don't see so. Yeah.
So